Hi, I'm Rebecca Balcárcel, and I'm here to show you how to take your writing from boring to blingy. And how do I know how to do this? Well, I have a master's degree in creative writing, and also I'm an author. I wrote this book, The Other Half of Happy, and it's about a girl whose dad was born in Guatemala and whose mom was born in the United States. And while I was writing this book, I learned a lot about making my writing more interesting. So let's get started. Whoa, check out the bling that my book won. There's an award on the cover, and then there's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. But I'll tell you a secret. This only happened because I revised. That means I wrote my work over and over. I made the book better and better, and you can see on the left all the versions it went through before I finally made it really good. So how did I do that? Well, I took ordinary sentences and made them blingy. Look at the left sentence. I really understand my little brother. It's grammatically correct, but look at the right sentence. Me and Mimito, our minds are like two strings of Christmas lights, one plugged into the next. Now, even if you don't have Christmas lights at your house, you've probably seen these cords of lights that connect to each other in a chain. And you can see here that I'm using a comparison between the connection that the brother and sister have and the connection that the lights have. Let's do another one. Saturday feels so free. Well, I hope you've had a feeling of freedom on a Saturday morning once in a while, but look at the blingy one. Saturday stretches out in all directions, my unexplored island. Ah, this one is so much more colorful, flavorful, because it really captures the feeling of limitless potential that Saturday could have. You can see that these comparisons made my writing so much better. So what are these comparisons? They're called metaphors. And that means really that you're just comparing one thing to another, but in such a way that the qualities of one thing are transferred on to the other thing. So the qualities of an unexplored island get transferred onto Saturday. So now we know what Saturday is like, at least for this character in this book. And when I try to make a metaphor, this is one of the hard things about my job as a writer, but it's something you can do. I think of things that, like in the case of Saturday, I would think of all the things that make me think of freedom or being happy. And I would just make a list. So this is what I did. I made a list like, maybe Saturday feels like a cage door has been flung open. Or maybe Saturday feels like going with no shoes through the mud. I would just make a list of lots and lots of examples. And the unexplored island was on my list. And I decided that's the one. Now, how do you know that's the one? Well, you want to pick something appropriate for your character or for your occasion. And it depends on what you're writing, basically. Now, are you ready to level up with metaphor? The next level is the extended metaphor. I'm going to read you an example from my book. This is a moment when Kihana, the main character, is feeling kind of lonely and sad because it's the first day of school and she ate lunch all by herself. And she was just insulted for being like not Latina enough because she's half and half, right? She has dual cultures. So she has her Latina side and then she has her Anglo-American side from her mother. So she's feeling kind of conflicted here about being part of two cultures. So here's the paragraph. I twist and untwist the top loop on my backpack. Being a little kid was easier than this. I wasn't half anything. I was a whole continent then, like Pangea, unsplit. Now I have tectonic plates. Mom looks at me and sees Grandma Miller's cheekbones. Dad sees the Carrillo nose. I see one landmass, but I'm wrong. My body is Guatemala crashing into the United States. What happens to me, the whole me, when my plates shift, when my continents tear apart? No one told me 12 was earthquake season. So she's 12 years old. Now, if I just say 12 is earthquake season, that's a regular metaphor. But you noticed how throughout the whole paragraph, I was using earthquake, plate tectonics, land masses crashing into each other, the whole idea of Pangea and continents splitting apart. So I kind of riffed on the whole earthquake, Pangea thing, and that's called an extended metaphor. Now, this might seem like a hard thing to write, but you can do it. Here's how. First, make a list of words that fit into one category. Now, I used earthquakes and stuff, but I would suggest like math words, plus, minus, product, multiply, numerator, fraction. Or maybe you want to do like ballet words or gardening words or music words, time signature, bass, treble, something like that. Now, when you have 20 words or so, that are from that one category, take as many of those words as you can and write a poem about something totally different. So, using gardening words, like you could write about a new pet, or using music words, you could write about your favorite book. As long as they don't have anything to do with each other, you'll be creating this very interesting extended metaphor. So let's say I want to describe my favorite book in terms of a garden. Well, I would say my book is like a full garden ready to harvest. I love walking through my book, looking at all the interesting vegetables. Each character is like a different fruit or something. You can see how this works. So I urge you to try it. It's actually a lot of fun, and it's great practice to bring all your writing up from boring to blingy. Thanks for joining me, and happy writing!